Hello my fellow gangsters. So I'm going to do a tutorial on how to make save data that actually saves onto your hard drive, and then you can save what level you're on or how many points you have or whatever. So we'll write a script that saves your player name, and then we're going to use an asset pack where we have some characters with different clothes and we can change their clothes and customize them kind of like Sims characters or something, and then save what clothes they're wearing and then load that. So we'll just start a brand new project, and let's start with some UI buttons to save and load and a place to write some text that we can save. So in the hierarchy window, create UI button. I'm going to call it button load, btn load. And in the rect transform, I'm going to click this thing, go Alt Shift and click on the bottom left one. And inside the button where it has a text, I'm going to make it say load. On the canvas, I'm just going to go to UI scale mode and make it scale with screen size. So we have our load button. So I'm going to right click button load, duplicate, call it button save, and move it up 30 and change the text inside of that to say save. So there's our buttons, and I'm going to create UI input field. I'm just going to call it input name, and I'm going to align that to the bottom left as well and move it up to 60. So now when we play, I have this thing where I can just write whatever I want, and then we want to make it save that. So I want to have a game manager to hold our saving and loading script. So I'm going to create empty and just call this thing game manager, and let's create a C# script. In the project folder, create C# script. Don't press enter. Some people do this where they press enter and then it gets named new behavior script right inside the class here. You can see the text in there. And then they change the name. So I would call it game manager. But they do it wrong because now it says new behavior inside the class and it says game manager for the title, and those both have to be the exact same word. So I'm going to delete this. Go create C# script. Give it a name first before you press enter. And now it automatically gave it the name game manager inside there. So just make sure that you have the correct name in here, exactly the same as the title of the file. And we will put our game manager script onto the game manager game object and double click it to open it up. Something I've noticed is that in the new versions of Unity it stopped coming with mono-develop. So when you double click the script it might not do anything. If that happens, you have to go to Edit, Preferences, External Tools, External Script Editor, and you have to choose the program. So you might not have anything and you have to go to Browse and then choose either mono-develop or Visual Studio, and you might have to download those. So if those are working and you double click, it should just open the script. Okay, so at the top of our script we're going to go using system, using system.io, using system.runtime.serialization.formatters.binary. And inside the class we will have a public static game manager instance, public string player name. So that's the name that we're going to save. And we won't use the start, but we'll have an awake, and we don't need the update. So inside the awake, we will have if instance. So if there's already an instance of this game manager, then destroy this game object because there's already a game manager in the scene. Else the instance equals this, and don't destroy on load this game object. So if we load a different scene, this game manager will still exist across different scenes. From anywhere, any other script, we can write game manager.instance and then call a function that's inside this script. So for saving, so this whole thing here is a class. We're going to go outside of that and make another class. And it's going to be serializable. So put this serializable thing and go class save file. And we'll have the same variables. So this player name, this public string player name, we'll have that again. So now inside our main class, after the awake here, let's have load player data. So public void load. So we will call this script from the load button when we press that. So if file.exists application persistent data path plus quotation / save file. So this save file here is the name of the file that savefile.dat. So that's the name of the actual file that we're going to save and load on the computer. So application.persistentDataPath goes to like on your hard drive somewhere where this game is going to save its data. And then it looks for something that's called save file. And we could do different things like save file 1, save file 2, and have different files too if you wanted to get more complicated. So if there's a file that's called that at that location on your phone as well, on your whatever device that the game is running on. Binary formatter bf equals new binary formatter and file stream file equals file.open application.persistentDataPath plus \thing plus quotation mark / save file.dat. And then a comma, file mode dot open. So we're opening this file. We check if the file exists, then we're opening it. And save file. So this save file class, call it data equals, it's using our save file class, binary formatter or bf dot deserialize file. So it's basically like it's copying that file information and like opening it up and looking at it and putting it into this class. And then file.close. So now this thing, this class is being used to make this data thing, and this data thing now has the information that was inside of our save file. So now data, right, this thing has our player name. So in here, our player name, we're going to say player name is equal to data.playerName. And then we have now loaded that name and set it to whatever it was on that file into our project, into the game. I'm going to just go print file loaded plus application dot persistent data path, just so that you can see we'll just print out where the actual place is that the file is loaded from. And if the file didn't exist, so we'll go else print file does not exist plus this again, plus application.persistent data path. And then let's have another function that will be for saving. So save player data. Public void save binary formatter again, bf equals new binary formatter. File stream file equals file dot create, and then application dot persistent data path plus quotation thing backslash save file. So this is where we're giving it that name, savefile.dat. So right here, we just created this. This is the location that we're creating it and what we're calling it. And it has to be exactly the same as what we call it when we're trying to load it so that we can find it. And then we go save file data equals new save file, and then the opposite of player name equals data.player name. We're going to go data.player name equals player name, so we're saving it into the data file, into the save file. And then we go bf.serialize file, comma, data, and then file.close. And I'll print file saved. So that was a lot of stuff. Hopefully you don't have any errors. If you go back and just let it compile, wait for the spinny thing in the bottom right. And then let's also create a new C# script. I'm just going to call it menu. And let's put that on our canvas. And we'll use that just for pressing these buttons. So drag that onto the canvas and double click that one. So this one will have to have using Unity engine.ui, and inside the class we'll have public input field input name. So in the start, I'm just going to have press load, which is a function that we're going to have to make. I'm going to delete this update. So let's go public void press load. So when we press this load button, we'll make it do this. But I'm just having it in the start automatically so that when you first open the game, it just automatically loads. So we'll go game manager dot instance dot load. And so this will go into our game manager because we did that whole public static instance thing. And it will do our load and try to load the file. And then we'll just set our text in here. So our input name dot text equals game manager dot instance dot player name. So when we get our player name right here, and then we put it onto our actual input text thing. And let's have another function, public void press save. And that one will do kind of the same thing. First we'll change the name, so we'll go game manager dot instance dot player name equals input name dot text. So whatever we wrote here, we're going to save it onto there, and then we'll save the thing. So we'll go game manager dot instance dot save. So I'll save these and go back, and on our canvas, let's drag the input name onto our menu script, and let's go to our button save and add an on-click event by clicking the little plus, and let's drag the canvas onto there and go to the menu script that's on the canvas. So menu, press save, and then same thing for load, button load, plus, canvas, menu, press load. And on the game manager for our player name, I'm just going to set it to Hibberd by default. So now when we press play, you can see that it uses the default name, and it checks for the file. It says file does not exist, so in the console thing here, we output that, and we have that where we put that application.persistent data path. It has the location where it's trying to save. So I'm going to just copy that and actually find that on my computer. So if I go to that same directory by just like pasting it up here, this is the place where it's trying to find the save data. So now I'm going to change my name to Hibberd420. I press save. So a file saved, and now it has created this save file called savefile.dat. So if I was to stop this and then play again, it's going to load it, Hibberd420, and it was able to find it this time. So file loaded. So if I was to delete this file and then try to play, then it's not going to be able to find it again. File does not exist. Save, and it creates it. Now it can load it. So this was just saving a string. We could also save a bool or an int, so we could save a bunch of numbers like how many points you have or what level you're on. Let's add a bunch of complicated stuff. Let's go to the Window Asset Store. And we're going to download an asset of some characters that have a bunch of clothing items, and then we can customize their clothes and save what clothes they're wearing. Search for first person lover character and clothes pack. So isbit games, let's get both the first person lover female and the first person lover male. So they have like a bunch of different clothing. Fully equipped with the love glove and an entire range of clothes. But let's import her. So import, And we'll also get the male character. So import all that stuff. So now we have this new folder here, and in the male character pack, 3D male character, let's drag this male customize into our scene, into our hierarchy. And I'm just going to move my scene view so it's looking at him. Pretty good. And then select the main camera and go game object, align with view. And for some reason for me he doesn't have any skin. So I'm going to go into male customize geo, male body, and he's just got this crappy shader. So in the project I'm going to go materials, male, BB male matte. I'm just going to drag that onto him, and now he's got skin. So he's got all these different clothes and they're all visible, so I'm going to hide all of them except for, oh, demonetized. So let's just give him like a shirt, a pants, I guess we want some shoes. Alright, so now he's just got some clothes on. So he looks pretty good, so I'm going to hide this guy and drag the female character in. So 3D, female character, female customize. And she should be in the same position, 0, 0, 0. And let's just do the same thing. Get rid of all her clothes except for some of them. So keep her body, keep her hair, keep this reference thing. So let's keep some shoes, keep one of the tops, and keep one of her pants, and then uncheck that to hide them all. So now we have our male character and female character. So just like saving a string for the name, let's save a bool for a true false of whether we chose a male or a female character. So let's go into the game manager, script, and so we have string player name, then we'll have public bool male, and we'll put that inside of our other class at the bottom there as well, public bool male. And when we save or when we load, we'll just do the same thing that we did with the player name. So male equals data.male, and then when we save, data.male equals male. So let's go to the menu script, and we'll have somewhere to attach each of the game objects. So public game object female object, public game object male object, and I'm going to have a private bool male equals false. So by default we'll have the female character, and after the start let's make a function for setting it to either male or female. So public void set sex bool that we pass in a true or false underscore male. So male equals underscore male. So male equals whatever we tell it to be true or false. And then so setting it to male, if male, so if male is true, female object dot set active false, male object dot set active true, and then else it's female else just do the opposite. So female.setActive true, male.setActive false. And inside press save, we'll have game manager dot instance dot male equals male, and inside press load, at the bottom we'll have set sex game manager dot instance dot male. So we'll set it to true or false based on what it says in the save data. So let's go back to the project. On the canvas, let's attach the male customized to the male object and the female customized to the female object to our menu script. And let's duplicate our save button. So right click, duplicate. Let's call this button female. I'm going to make it half the width, so I'm going to divide by 2, move it up to 90, and let's change the text inside it to say female, and let's set that, change that on click event to say menu dot set sex. So we'll set the sex, we'll leave this unchecked so it's false. So we're passing in that value as false to be female. And let's duplicate the female button and make it the male button. Move it over 80. Change the text to say male. And make it so that on the onClick event we're passing in a true value, a true bool. So we'll check that. So now when we play, by default it's female. I can set it to a male, save, and then next time we run it, it loads and it should be on the male. So it remembered that we're a male character. So if it was girl Hibby, female, save, and then load it. It's girl Hibby and it's female. Your mama is a male. Save. Yeah. Alright, so now let's add some animation so it looks like they're breathing or something. So I'm going to create, in the project window, create animator controller. And I'm just going to call it player anim. And let's put that onto our animator on the male customize, and also onto the female. And so if we go to our, in the project, if we go into the female customize, there is a take 001 animation. And so in the animation window, and if you don't have that, you just go window animation. So there's all these things that we can adjust, because they've already got an animation thing that was imported, but there's no variables beside any of these things. So if we go to the FBX, female customize, and go to rig, and change the animation type to humanoid, and go apply, now it's rigged as a human, as it should be. So now it can find all these things, and they're faded out. You can't actually adjust them, and it says read only up here. So shout out to the dude. The dude posted a comment under one of my videos that if you select this animation clip and you go Control D to duplicate it, now this duplicated one, now we can actually affect these numbers. So I'm going to select female customize and go to our animator window, drag take one into there. Also, let's select take one, and we want it to loop. So this loop time here, I'm going to check that to true. And it's going to be our default animation. So it'll just loop like breathing or whatever. So I'm gonna select the top thing, and the samples are 30, so it's 30 frames per second. So I'm gonna move all the end keyframe over to 1 second. So frame 30. And then let's just go to the middle there, and let's just play with some of these to make it look like she's moving or whatever. Okay, so I have the female customized selected, and I'm on frame 15, and now I'm gonna hit record. Spine. Ooh. Ah! So I don't know how she should move. Doesn't really matter though, I guess. Oh, demonetized. Now it's like she's kind of doing something. Yeah, so just play around with these things and make her do some kind of pose or something. Lower leg stretch. Oh. Maybe move that back. Is there a right lower leg stretch? What does twist in out do? Oh! Oh! Demonetized. But yeah, anyway, it doesn't have to do anything special, just whatever. Chest, front, back. Ooh, ooh. I'm gonna move the arm like I'm swimming. Oh, don't break your neck. Arm. I'm stupid. Look at me. Anyway, since they both have the same animator controller, then the male will do the same thing. Oh yes, and don't forget to select the male customize, and also set him to be a humanoid, and apply. Yeah, so now he does the animation too. Cool. So now let's save an int, which is a number for each type of clothing, and then we could swap their clothes and then save that too. So let's go to the game manager and add some code. Up at the top here we'll have public int female top number, public int female bottom and bottom number, public int female shoes number, and the same thing for the male. So I'm just going to duplicate this, make it male top number, male bottom number, male shoes number. We're going to want these inside of the save data class as well. Add them in there. And then when we load and save, we just do the same thing that we did with those other variables. Female top number equals data dot female top number, female bottom number equals data dot female bottom number, female shoes equals data dot female shoes, and then same with the male version. So male and then we would do the opposite when we are saving. So data dot female top number equals female top number, and so on. Data dot female bottom number equals female bottom number. Data dot female shoes equals female shoes. Duplicate that for the male one. So we'll save this and let's go to the menu script. And we'll need to make a list of all the different game objects for each of the clothing items. So start with the female clothes, public game object, array, female top. So all the female top game objects will add to this array. And then I'm just going to do a private int, which is a number, female top number. So the current number in the array, so that will be 0, so that's the first thing in the array by default. We'll change that number for cycling through the different things that are in the list. So we'll just do that again, but for bottom, and shoes, and we'll do male clothes, and let's do a find and replace. So I'm going to click right before the section that I want to search through and go Control F, and let's find the word female and replace it with male, and just do replace the next one. So male clothes, male top, male top, male, and that. So now we have that faster than trying to like type it all out. So let's go in here, and after the set sex function, let's make another function for cycling through the different clothes. So when you press to change the top to the next top clothing in the list, just like the next shirt in the list. So do top public void press top next. And if it's a male, we'll go to the male top game object list, so array, and we'll go to male top number, the current object number in that list that we're on, and set active false. So we're hiding that game object that we currently have, so we just took his clothes off basically. And then we increase the number to the next one in the list, so male top number plus plus. And if we went to a number that's bigger than how long the list is, we want to restart it. We want to cycle back to the first thing in the list, back to 0. So if male top number is equal to male top dot length male top number equals 0, and then we will do this again, except set it to true. So now that we've changed it to the next thing in the list, we'll set that clothing object to true so that it becomes visible. And then if you're a female, just do this, and let's do find and replace again. So search for male, and we clicked right here so that we don't search from the wrong place, and replace it with female. And don't click all, just the next one. So it finds that one, and be careful not to press it too many times. I'll just go back up here. Alright, so that should be good. So that was pressing top next, but now we want to do top previous. So let's just duplicate this whole top next thing. paste it underneath and make it top previous. So instead of going up a number, we'll go down a number, so minus minus. I'm going to copy this. If it is less than 0, then it equals male top.length minus 1. And the same thing with the female one, minus. I'm just going to copy this. Less than 0, then it equals female top.length minus 1. So now you want to do the bottom. So let's select all this entire top thing. Copy that. And we're going to see, where are we here? So instead of top, it's going to be bottom. Let's just replace the word top. Let's find and replace. So select right here, find and replace. Find the word top and replace it with bottom. And then you want to do shoes. So after all the bottom stuff, paste the whole thing again. Change it from top to shoes. So we're going to find all those, find the word top, replace it with shoes. Alright, it's a lot of stuff, but it would have taken forever to write it out manually. So that find and replace is pretty sweet. And so in the save section, game manager dot instance dot female top number equals female top number. Female bottom number equals female bottom number, and so on. So bottom, bottom, and shoes. And then the male version. So in the load, I think first you would hide all the clothes, because whatever clothes that we already have turned on might be different. So let's just hide all the clothes. So hide all clothes. So for int n equals 0, semicolon thing, n less than female top dot length, n plus plus. Alright, so we're going to cycle through all the top game objects and set them to false. So female top n dot set active false. And just do that for each of the things. Top, female bottom, and shoes. And I guess we want to do the male as well. Find female, replace it with male. And then we just want to show the clothes that were actually loaded. Show loaded clothes. So female top number equals game manager dot instance dot top female top number. And then bottom and shoes. I guess we want the male one too. Good grief, man. Takes some time. Let's see. So female top number dot set active true. So just make the one that we loaded true. And do the same thing for bottom and shoes, and then the male one. Male stuff. So hopefully that's all correct. It's a lot of stuff. Don't have any errors. So let's see, on the menu script we need to attach all these clothing items. So on the canvas menu script here, so female top, you need to attach all the game objects for her clothes. So everything that's at top, and then everything that's at bottom, and then everything that's shoes, we got to drop it in the right list. So let's see, so colors top is probably a top. So colors top bottom is a bottom thing, so drag it onto bottom. Dress tennis granite, so a dress, I think that would be a top. Green tights, that would be a bottom. Hoodie would be a top. Jacket would be a top. Shoe low white, go into shoes. Shoe tall turquoise and shoes. Shoes tall white. Shorts turquoise bottom. Skirt bottom. Underwear bottom. Sweater top. Another sweater top. Sportswear top top. Sportswear top granite top. Sportswear pants granite bottom. Swimwear black bottom would go on the bottom. Swimwear black top would go on the top. Tank top something would be the top. Another tank top yellow would be the top. Tank top zebra would be top. Tights gray bottom. Tights purple bottom. Tights stripe bottom. T-shirt turquoise be a top. Underwear bra green top. Underwear bra purple top. Underwear bra white top. Bra yellow. Underwear green palettes. I'm gonna guess that's a bottom. I don't know what palettes are. Underwear purple bottom. White granite bottom. White granite top. Underwear white lace, probably a bottom. Underwear white stripes, probably a bottom. If they're wrong, it's okay, we can just fix it later. So then on the male, let's just close all these and give the male guy his clothes. So what, hoodie blue would be a top. Hoodie blue white. Hoodie gray. Jacket hive. Tank top yellow. Shoe low white. Go on the shoes. Shoes tall. Shoes tall turquoise. Shorts black cotton bottom. Shorts hive bottom. Shorts white bottom. Shorts something or other. Sport pants, I mean. Sport pants. Sport pants gray. Sweatpants. Swimwear. Tights. Tights. So t-shirt top. Underpants bottom. Underpants bottom. Underwear fishies. Underwear hive. Underwear tidy. Underwear white blue. Alright, holy crap. So now we need buttons to actually cycle through the things. So let's duplicate the female and male buttons. Female button male, duplicate. And let's change button female to say button shoes, button shoes previous, and make the male one button shoes next. Let's change the text. Next for the next one, and previous for the previous one. And let's move those up. So they're 90 right now. Let's move it up plus 30. And let's update their click events. So button shoes previous, we'll make that menu press shoes previous. And button shoes next, menu press shoes next. And let's duplicate those and move them up another 30. And they will be button bottom previous and button bottom next. So button bottom next will be menu on click event, menu press bottom next. And button bottom previous, menu press button previous. And let's duplicate them again and move them up another plus 30. And this would be button top previous, button top next, so button top previous would be menu press top previous, and button top next, menu press top next. So now, if we didn't do anything wrong, which we probably did because that was a lot of stuff, when we play, it should let us cycle through their clothes. Okay, your mama. Your mama, this is your mama. She likes to wear, looks like I put the same item twice. Oh well. She likes to wear a yellow top and I don't know, black pants, and she's a female, and black shoes. Save. So, see if it loads. Yeah, my custom clothing. Look, she's wearing a love glove, whatever that means. Your papa. This your papa. He likes to wear, I don't know. I guess that shirt's cool, I don't know. Red pants. I don't know, all of the shoes kind of suck. Save that and play. It loads their stuff, which is awesome. And I could mess them all up and then go load. Yeah! Now you can make like your own custom Sims characters or something. And if you wanted to have certain clothes by default, we could put them into the game manager here. So let's just make like what we would want our default to be. Like say I wanted this to be my default because it's so awesome. I can go to the game manager inside this don't destroy mode, and let's just copy all these numbers. These are the different clothing numbers. So let's just copy this component actually. And he's a male and he's named your papa. We can just like paste these values now. And then even if we delete our save data, by default it's just going to read whatever was in the game manager. So we have that as our default character. If you wanted to just change the defaults. Yeah! Peace out, my fellow gangsters.